Hey there friends and viewers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video. Today I'm going to be expanding upon our Sand Team experiment, and today's composition is going to be centered around that good old legendary Lugia. Very epic Pokemon. I got kind of a unique build here, a little bit of special attack damage. You might notice I neglected that special D a little bit, and I'm going to explain why. Although if you've been following this series, which by the way I've got a playlist for it, you can probably guess why I neglected to spec into defense. But without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, here we go. A trainer has been found. We're going up against Ty. Ty has Miraidon. It has Thundurus, Alolan Raichu, Kingdra, Incineroar, and Paradox Raikou. What are we going to do here? Probably we're going to see our opponent open with electric terrain would be my guess. It looks like this might be a Tailwind setup. So I myself have a nice Tailwind opener using the Eviolite, Gligar, and Tinkaton. But I actually prefer to counter the opponent with that Trick Room if I can. So why don't we open with Tinkaton? A little bit of fake out cheese. It's not actually cheese, it's like the meta, you know. And we'll go with Dialga. Oh, we're going to go double restricted here, I think. Then Tyranitar and Lugia. It's sad leaving Gligar out of this one because he's such a fun little Pokemon. But I do anticipate that he's going to open with the Thundurus and go for a Prankster Tailwind setup. And if I'm correct, we should be able to counter that pretty nicely with Dialga's Trick Room. So let's see what happens. Okay, here we are, Ty. Let's see what your opener is. We have Miraidon and Raichu. So no Thundurus, which means, well, he might be in reserve, but he's not opening, which means no Tailwind right away. Now with the electric terrain, I think we're going to be seeing something a little cheeky with the Alolan Raichu. Kind of blanking out on his abilities right now, but I don't see any immediate threats to my opener. So we could go for fake out, or we could just go for a play rough on somebody. I think Miraidon, oh geez, I'm not really sure what to expect here. Let's go for a fake out on Raichu, and we'll tank whatever Miraidon's going to throw at us, and we'll go for the Draco Meteor. If he doesn't switch anything out and the Meteor hits, oh, he might have just Terra'd the Miraidon and changed the typing. He did. What did he Terra it to? Ah, not the more common Fairy Terra I'm used to running into. Could we still one-hit KO with the Draco Meteor if it hits? Ooh, we got outsped right there. That doesn't feel good. And we're going to eat an Electro Drift to the face. This is like double boosted here with but he targeted the Dialga. You know, it wasn't going to be super effective against either one of my Pokemon. We almost got the KO right there. Now the question is, does Dialga stay in and get off a Trick Room here? I think we should probably go for it because that Miraidon appears to be here to stay, and his team is quite fast right now. So what could I knock off here? We could go for the Gigaton, but we're not going to be dealing any bonus damage with it. So let's go with the knockoff, and then we'll go... Actually, let's target... Should we play rough? I think Gigaton will KO Miraidon if it hits. Plus, he might swap out Miraidon. There is a chance that he does that. So I'll go ahead and go for the Gigaton on Miraidon, and hopefully we can get off this Trick Room. We're not fully paralyzed on this turn. Although Dialga is in danger. Okay, he Volt switches out, which means our Gigaton might hit somebody else. Oh! Goodness gracious me, Tinkaton's special defense is not helping us out right now. That hurt. So Gigaton Hammer will not be going off, obviously, because we just lost our Tinkaton. Now I'm kind of wishing that I started with the Trick Room instead of gone for that Draco Meteor, and we did get fully paralyzed. This is an electric team here. So if we bring in Tyranitar, we could Rock Slide for a lot of damage here. Unfortunately, Dialga did lose the turn. So there's a chance we could still get off that Trick Room. Could we also go for a Crunch? That might one-hit KO Raichu. I'm sure its defenses are very bad. We could also Tera here, but are we worried about getting hit with a fighting attack? I don't think so. I've seen Tornadus use a priority fighting attack before. Let's just go for the Trick Room, because I'm pretty sure we're expecting a... oh, shoot. Wasn't expecting the Rain Dance. I was expecting the Tailwind. So the Rain Dance is probably to set up another one of his Mons that I can't see. Or it could be for increased Thunder accuracy on that Alolan Raichu. Ooh, if only we had that Sandstorm up, Tornadus would be toast right now. Trick Room does go off. Alright, but both of my Pokemon are paralyzed, which actually kind of flips my strategy on its head. So could we swap out T-Tar for Lugia? I think we should. Oh, what the heck? We want to swap out for Lugia. And then Dialga. I think we're going to keep it in. And just go for a Thunderbolt. It could be the Miraidon that comes out, though. We're already down. Yeah, if Miraidon comes out, he's electric. Yeah, I think he's going to swap out the Tornadus. I could be mistaken here. The Alolan Raichu is probably going to be going for a Thunder on this turn. I do have the Multi-Scale. Ooh, Flash Cannon goes off, which means Dialga... what was I saying? Dialga is super slow because it is paralyzed. Okay, I'm getting a little confused here. There's the 100% accuracy on my Lugia. The multi-scale... Oh my goodness, this Raichu is paralyzing all of my Pokemon. My entire team is paralyzed right now. Multi-scale did negate that hard hit right there. We are Psychic Flying at the moment. I don't like being this paralyzed. Okay, and there the Rain Dance logic is starting to reveal itself a little bit more. That's probably a Swift Swim Kingdra. Lugia, I think we're going to Tera Rock, which makes us a little vulnerable to the Kingdra. Should we stay flying and just go? This is a tough decision for me. No, because he's got 2 electric types remaining. So we're going to Tera Rock, and then we're going to Aeroblast. We got to Aeroblast something. Okay, and then we're going to swap in Tyranitar. Oh, we almost lost the timer right there. That was a close one. I have a bad habit of doing that because I'm still getting back into making videos, and it's quite a lot for my brain to process the commentary plus learning how to actually play at a high level in Pokemon. Which is, by the way, this is the first time I've actually tried to climb the ladder in a Pokemon main series game before. Or any Pokemon game for that matter. Okay, so now we... Oh, look at that. Aeroblast goes off. Very nice. It did crit. That move does have a heightened chance to crit. Oh, and the Scald. That hurts. We cannot be burned. Knockoff. Took away my Smooth Rock. That's okay. We don't need it anymore. We still have Trick Room up, so we have priority movement over these opponents if we're not fully paralyzed. So this game is going to have a lot of RNG in it. Now, I wanted to put Recover on this Lugia, but it's just with how hard hitting this meta is. I'm going to go for the safe play here. You know, I think... Yeah, all of his remaining Pokemon are special attackers, so I think Calm Mind is the right play here. Okay, and we can probably go for a Rock Slide and KO both of these guys if it hits. He might bring in his Electric Terra Miraidon. It missed Kingdra, but it did take out the Raichu. We're getting massive value out of this Trick Room right now. We're actually getting quite lucky that we're not being fully paralyzed. Okay, that time we got hit with the para on Lugia. We're getting scalded. And, God, I wish I had a weakness policy on this Pokemon. I gotta say, the Kingdra kind of lucked out right there. There was a 10% chance that Rock Slide was going to miss, and he nailed it. Which means that our opponent is still in this match. Just look at how epic that Tera Rock Lugia is. For those wondering why did I Tera Rock Lugia, the answer is because when it's rock, it gets bonus 50% boost to its special defense, which allows us to survive a lot more special attacks. Lugia's defense is just crazy by default. And so having that little extra boost, come on, dude, hit the Kingdra. Okay, what is that, a 5% chance that he's gonna evade Rock Slide twice on the same Mon? 5%, that hurts. I think we lose our Trick Room on this turn too. So yeah, we did get massive value out of that Trick Room, but we're getting really unlucky here at the end by missing the Rock Slide twice in a row. So Lugia took an extra skull to the face. Twisted Dimensions, return to normal. What are our options? So we still have Dialga at half health, but it is paralyzed. I think we go for Protect here, because he's probably going to try to target down my Lugia once again. And if Tyranitar survives this turn, which is pretty unlikely, he could double KO if he doesn't get fully paralyzed and Rock Slide hits. So we still have Dialga in the reserve right now. It's a strong hitter and reliable hitter, but it's paralyzed, and I don't have any way to undo the paralysis. So yeah, this match I haven't made too many mistakes here. I'm kind of just a little bit more absent-minded than usual, I think. Lugia could not move because it is paralyzed. That probably has something to do with the fact that it's so freaking hot in my office right now. Just look at how tanky. Look at how tanky my Mons are against the... Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. And we finish it off with a critical hit on the Kingdra. Just look at how tanky my Mons are in that Sandstorm. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a nice matchup. He did have type advantage there, but because I had the Sandstorm active on 2 Rock-type Pokemon going up against 2 hard-hitting special attackers, he didn't have his Rain Dance. I had Weather Control. I just resisted and got so much value out of that Sandstorm and that Trick Room. So yeah, he had like an electric heavy comp, and it really paid off for him with all those paralysis. But it was ultimately the Sandstorm 50% special defense boost that paid off. So I'll just show you some of my EVs. The Tinkaton was really pretty disappointing there. I'm thinking about removing some of the speed stat and putting it into HP, maybe maxing out HP on this Mon. She got no value that match because the Raichu outsped us with a priority move that flinched and just totally eliminated my Tinkaton. Didn't even get off the Gigaton Hammer, which, you know, she was, look at that base damage, and she was carrying the Metal Coat. Is it called Metal Coat? Yeah, Metal Coat. Look at that. She was carrying this, which boosts our steel attack, I think, by 20%. Landorus didn't see the light of day. Dialga, she did pretty well. I don't know. Dialga just seems like a female to me. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Dialga is like male or female or androgynous? I guess all the legendaries technically are androgynous, no gender. I was carrying Earth Power on this Pokemon, but I decided to change it for Thunderbolt to give me better coverage against water types. And then this Tyranitar is my bruiser spec. It's kind of middling speed, so it's decent under Trick Room and it's decent under Tailwind. And then we didn't get to see Gligar this match. Gligar is actually my Tailwind setter. So I've got a Trick Room and a Tailwind setter in this comp. I really like this comp for that reason. It gives me a lot of speed control. And then this Gligar, he's just a support spec. He has the ability to reduce the opponent's attack stats and put our Sandstorm back up, which we're very heavily leaning on. So I don't know who's tankier, the Gligar or the Lugia. It's probably pretty close. You might be surprised just how incredibly tanky this Gligar can be with his Eviolite. But you know, we're running into a lot of knockoff users. And I'm running into these people and they're just like saying, oh, Gligar, what the heck? Obviously he's holding Eviolite. So they knock it off, and then Gligar, you know, he's already done damage at that point by setting Tailwind and lowering some attack stats. But But it's just sad to see him lose that EV. Like Lugia obviously doesn't have that problem. And we did want to bring in Recover. You know, if you know how multi-scale works on Lugia, it does massive damage reduction on whatever hit it takes, as long as Lugia is at full HP. And so you get more value out of that multi-scale ability if you take Recover. But it's like I said, some of these mons are in the Regulation I meta, they're hitting so hard that it's like Protect is the safer move to bring. But in that last match, I think if we brought Recover, we would have gotten better yield than Protect. You know, I tried to get off a Calm Mind. If we got off that Calm Mind instead of being paralyzed, the match would have been a lot safer victory for us. But you know, we can't complain. That was a really fun match. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Once again, I'm just experimenting with Sandstorm comps here and seeing, like, maybe I take this into a regional tournament next year. I think we're doing I forget the name of the regulation at the tournaments, but there's like no legendaries allowed, so that actually lends itself better to a Sandstorm team. But you know, once we've exhausted our options with a Sandstorm, I still have a lot of ideas for Sandstorm teams. Then we'll move into something else. But for now, we're just populating our Sandstorm team playlist. That Tera Rock type Lugia was the star of the show. And give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed that as much as I did. Stay tuned, subscribe for more videos. Peace out, everybody.